या वी आर लाइव। बोल तो कुछ।
स्क्रीनशॉट चालू है।
या वी आर लाइव। हाँ, अब जा रही है।
बोल तो
क्लियर।
कुछ।
एक बार यूट्यूब पे जाके देख ले तो। मैंने अपने एंड पे देखा तो
रुक,
ठीक ही है।
हम्म, सही है, चल रहा है, चल रहा है, सही
सही
है,
है
सही है,
ना?
सही है।
ओके, तो
तू बता
बुला
बता।
लेना उनको।
हाँ, हाँ। अरे मतलब क्या स्टार्टिंग वाला पार्ट रहेगा।
स्टार्टिंग मतलब?
हाँ ठीक है, बुला लो उनको, बुला लो।
अरे लीचेस को क्या हो रहा है? कुछ नहीं। अभी तो अभी करंट पोजीशन ये है संजय के गेम में।
मुझे दिख नहीं रहा है।
अ, तेरी आवाज बहुत ही कम आ रही है। मैं
तू शेयर कर
कुछ।
रहा है, मतलब स्क्रीन शेयर चल रहा है तेरा?
अरे हाँ, तेरे को दिखाना रह गया, यहाँ पे शेयर करना रह गया। एक सेकेंड।
हम्म।
कूल। ओके। दिख रहा
एक मिनट। हाँ, दिख रही है, दिख रही है।
है? तेरी वॉइस मैंने यहाँ से 2x कर दी है, तो अगर कुछ होगा तो ठीक हो जाएगा।
20 आई होप मैं चिल्लाऊं ना बीच में।
यही है। अभी तो इसमें मैंने बर्ड्स आई व्यू नहीं लगाया क्योंकि लीचेस का ओरिएंटेशन ही नहीं आया था। आज मैं लगा दूंगा तो कल लाइक चारों गेम्स हम एक साथ देख सकते हैं।
नहीं, वो तो काफी अच्छा हो रहा
हम्म।
है। नाइट A4।
तो लास्ट मूव ये था। आई गेस हमने थोड़ी देर पहले जब तक देख रहे थे।
पिछले तक देखा था हमने, अच्छा हाँ ठीक है,
हाँ।
मतलब ये।
wait, तू थोड़ा ट्राई कर जोर से बोलने का क्योंकि आवाज बिल्कुल ही नहीं आ रही।
यहाँ पे नाइट B6 आया था।
हाँ, बस इतने ही ठीक है।
नाइट।
ओके। कूल कूल। इसके बाद नाइट B6, बिशप B3, D5।
नाइट C6, बिशप G4।
नहीं नहीं, नाइट C3, बिशप G4।
C3, हाँ सॉरी।
हाँ। बिशप E3।
पॉन E6।
रुक C1। बिशप E7, preparing the kingside castle। H3, C4, A3,
3 A6।
A6 और knight A4। So like time is pretty much equal for both the sides।
हम्म।
वो दिक्कत नहीं है।
थोड़ा थोड़ा फ्रेंच का कारो टाइप नहीं लग रहा, फ्रेंच भी नहीं, मतलब कारो टाइप लग रहा था वो काफी, जो स्ट्रक्चर है।
हम्म।
बट
कैरोकैन में तो ये वेट C6 खेलते हैं ना? वो कहाँ
हाँ,
गया?
मतलब बिशप F5 पे आता है एंड देन।
हम्म। ओके, सो वी वर चेकिंग दिस गेम।
हम्म।
यही सबसे इंटरेस्टिंग गेम है ना?
इसमें तो बहुत डेवलपमेंट होता है एक्चुअली।
हम यहाँ तक देख रहे थे। ओके, किंग G7 तक हमने देखा था।
हम्म।
इसके बाद नाइट H2 आया।
यस।
लाइक नाइट H2, लाइक मेरे तो कैंडिडेट मूव्स में भी लाइक सबसे एंड में होता है या होता ही नहीं। तो
इन नाइट H2 G4 को डबल प्रोटेक्ट कर रहा है, तो तू H4 प्रिपेयर कर रहा है।
हम्म also queen is now eyeing the g4 square
हाँ,
like तो
एंड इन सम लाइन्स तू मे बी F4 प्रिपेयर कर रहा हो, बिकॉज़ नाइट हिला है वहाँ से, तो हाँ,
हाँ हाँ now
F4
the
ही है।
f pawn can
एंड
roll
द आइडिया विद F4 इज़ कि वन्स द ई पॉन टेक्स, बिकॉज़ अगर नहीं किया तो पॉन F5 एंड देन थोड़ा अटैकिंग टाइप सिचुएशन है, तो ब्लैक को मारना ही पड़ेगा, एंड वन्स ब्लैक टेक्स देन पॉन E5 खेल के लाइट स्क्वायर बिशप को फ्री कर सकते हैं एट सम पॉइंट।
yeah now e pawn can move forward
ई पॉन कैन मूव फॉरवर्ड तो लाइट स्क्वायर बिशप फ्री हो जाएगा।
hmm it looks like white is the one who is I mean in control of the position
हाँ, 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 मतलब करंटली अगर ब्लैक चालू कर दे कोई, बिकॉज़ किंग साइड पे ओनली वन हु कैन पुश ऑन द किंग साइड सीम्स टू बी व्हाइट। ब्लैक अगर पुश करेगा तो इट सीम्स लाइक कि मतलब फंस जाएगा। तो
hmm
और आइडियली फॉर ब्लैक अगर उसको पुश करना है तो उसको क्वीन साइड काइंड ऑफ अ क्वीन साइड अटैक A5 B4 प्रिपेयर करना पड़ेगा।
तो फिर knight h2 knight g8 f4 push yeah exactly the idea takes bishop f4 bishop f6 knight f3 oh knight f3
प्रिपेयरिंग E5।
now king h8 g5 bishop g7
हाँ, क्वीन G2 नाइस।
king g2 oh
राइट
now
साइड
knight
पे।
c5 the one move which we were discussing earlier उसके बाद knight d4 knight d4 to go where knight c6
मे बी, और मे बी जस्ट कीप द नाइट ऑन द D4 स्क्वायर, बिकॉज़ काफ़ी अच्छा मूव है वो।
outpost
हाँ, आउटपोस्ट है, एंड मतलब अगर ब्लैक को वहाँ से हिलाना है नाइट को तो उसको बिशप देना होगा।
but if bishop
इवन
takes then queen d4 na
क्वीन D4 एग्जैक्टली, हाँ, तो वहाँ पे
very
बहुत
strong
मतलब हाँ, इट्स अ वेरी गुड पोजीशन फॉर व्हाइट, तो यू कैन नॉट गिव अप योर पीस।
yeah so if we just check the evaluation it is plus 0.4 like not an advantage but like pretty much equal game like black does not have the space advantage at least
थोड़े मूव में व्हाइट यहाँ पे H4 H5 खेलने की कोशिश करेगा, रुक H1 H4
hmm
H5। मे बी इवन कैन सैक्रिफाइस इट, रुक टेक्स H7 देन क्वीन H1 एंड मे बी इफ द H5 opens up लॉन्ग टर्म में हो सकता है।
wait a second guys मैं अपना चार्जर लेके आया तुम लोग बात करो तब तक
E5 ब्रेक काफी इम्पोर्टेंट हो जाएगा फिर वाइट के लिए, ताकि बिशप
हाँ, एंड वंस E5 लैंड्स, अगर वंस द लाइट।
और मे बी लाइक मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि नाइट C6 पे बिशप B7 या D7 आ सकता है, तो फर्स्ट वी विल गो नाइट G E2, देन उसके बाद नाइट C6 एंड अगर बिशप C6 वाले नाइट पे अटैक करते हैं तो हम नाइट E वाला D4 पे लैंड कर सकते हैं, ताकि D4 का भी कैप्चर हो पाए तो हम D4 कर सकते हैं, फिर किंग साइड अटैक नहीं हो पाएगा ज़्यादा, तो अच्छा प्लान है अभी के लिए।
बेसिकली यू आर सजेस्टिंग टू नाइट्स, लाइक नाइट ऑन C6 एंड D4, दोनों नाइट एक दूसरे को प्रोटेक्ट कर रहे हैं, एंड इवन इफ वन ऑफ द नाइट्स इज कैप्चर्ड तो दूसरा वाला रिकैप्चर कर लेगा।
हाँ काइंड ऑफ
ठीक है। आ रहा है, एको आ रहा है क्या?
एको नहीं मतलब लाइक वो एक बैकग्राउंड नॉइस कुछ तो आ रही है तेरे ही माइक से शायद प्लीज चेक
कंस्ट्रक्शन चल रहा है।
हाँ मैंने वॉइस आइसोलेशन ऑन किया है, तो अब हो जाना चाहिए ठीक, या बेटर तो हो जाना चाहिए। मैंने अभी हेडफोन्स डिस्कनेक्ट किए हैं, सो आई गेस वॉइस आ रही होगी तुमको, आनी
हाँ
चाहिए।
आ रही है।
सो so this was in the board number 2. Like for board number 3, okay, so many moves have been played since we last checked. Okay, after knight f6, knight g e2, bishop d6, takes, knight g3. Okay, let's check from Agni's perspective. Knight is bishop e6. After that, bishop d3, h5, f3, knight d7, rook b1, a5, knight goes back, b5. Okay, so we were discussing about this b pawn push and it was played. Knight, okay, knight b6, knight g8. Oh, what do you think about this move?
Knight.
I
Mm,
think he's planning knight e7 and knight f5.
हाँ, he's either planning knight e7 or knight e6 and then probably bishop f5.
हाँ bishop f5.
mm. Okay, so after that, bishop takes b5 was played. Sorry, I mean, yeah, sacrificing the bishop. Then knight takes b5.
c7 पे 4 पे।
Ah, yes. Okay. King d7, and this is the current position. So white can
So
just,
Agni has two picks for a rook and 2 pawns.
yeah, which rook? I mean, rook bc1, right?
Hmm?
Like rook
Rook
bc1.
f7।
No, I was saying that Agni has two picks for a rook and 2 pawns, right?
Yeah, I mean, Agnivo has a knight and bishop for rook and two pawns.
Maybe white is preferable here.
It is better, I think.
Yeah, but and you should move the rook from like uh, I either go queen or rook from the diagonal because bishop
Okay,
f5 is coming.
rook
Before
b
you take this one.
c1 was played. Okay, so just for a sec, if I check the eval bar here, white is +2, so a clear advantage for white. And
Now the threat is queen c7 check.
yes, so let's say something like queen b7, or I don't know what else can be played.
Queen B7 is the only
Queen
move I think.
d7 means knight c4 loses to b3, so you cannot block the c5.
So, uh,
And other than that, the only move you can play is queen d7 or queen d8. But
what is the problem with queen b7?
no, no problem.
No
Uh,
problem.
I mean,
Represent
I think that's the best role if you can do that.
in fact, okay, if queen c8, then the queen can just give this check. Oh no, it cannot. So in the last board,
You can just move the queen. You can say queen b3, queen d2.
queen to d2. Ah, yeah, that is one thing. Also, I mean, threatening to capture this a5 pawn.
Queen B3 also possible attacking the knight.
Yeah, yeah. So on the last board, this is the current live position. So we checked until this.
Queen c2, yeah. Whichever one queen c2.
Okay, after queen d7,
So
right?
e6 wasn't played. Pawn e6 wasn't played here. He played bishop d5.
D5, knight d3, e6. After that, here knight c5 was played. So this knight went from b1 to this d2. Okay, b1 to d2, then b3, and then here. After that, queen c7, rook c1, rook c8, queen c3, knight trade, b4 h6, bishop e3, kingside castle, knight d2, captures. Okay, yeah, so this is the live position. If you guys check.
Okay, it's targeting C6 piece, but bishop on E3 is big piece.
Bishop where?
Bishop on E3, like
Yeah. So like, what is white trying to achieve with this? So if rook moves, the bishop falls. So it is like holding the rook on a rank. Also, like this pawn is under attack. This.
rook C8, rook F C8. You can go like rook C1 and
Rook f c8. Yeah, could be.
then rook C1.
Hmm. Then any way to include this knight in the game? It appears to be doing nothing. Maybe it can be rerouted to this.
Knight B3, knight B3.
Yes. Okay, yeah. Your move played.
I think now it will play
What?
rook c1.
Rook c1. Yeah. Rook c1. Then okay. What if this? Bishop b7.
I think bishop b5 is blunder. Bishop b7 is the to save that.
Yeah, bishop b5 is blunder because rook takes b5. You are saying that?
हाँ, हाँ, हाँ,
Yeah, rook takes if pawn captures, then the like you win a rook basically.
हाँ.
Like no, you are a piece up because there are two rooks got captured. Material advantage basically.
On bishop b7, like we can go with plan of knight b3 and knight c5.
Yeah, bishop b7, then this a6, right? Okay, let's say if bishop b7.
Okay, rook c1 played, I think,
Okay, no, but it okay. Rook
and
c1,
bishop b7.
bishop b7. Yes. After this, a6 is like unfeasible, right? Because
a6. The
rook
rook is
can't be
hanging, no?
hanging.
No, no, the rook on b6 is hanging.
Rook on b6. Yeah,
Oh, he is going with
knight b3
knight
play.
b3, and he will go with knight c5.
Okay, so opponent has 14 minutes, so he is under time pressure. So he might throw it.
Yes. Now, how we can counter knight c5, like
Main
something.
idea being knight c5.
Like if you go with king h8, then
Oh, rook
okay,
a6 played.
okay.
I mean, at least white has this pass pawn, but it is a doubled pawn. Okay. Wait, what? This was the live board.
Now, if he captures, then the game will.
Yeah, are you there?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Let me just fix a few things for your voice. Settings, noise gate on. Okay, so this is the current position in this game. Uh, in the on the third board, it looks like black is in some trouble with this threat. When we last checked here, queen b7 was played,
Ah,
then knight
yes,
f4.
played.
So it looks like this like white wants to just chop this bishop or
No, no, no.
yeah, what is the idea?
Knight d3, knight c5, knight e4. Knight to d3,
After this, okay.
and then c5 and e5 is open. Because the bishop on e6 is doing nothing. It's like a pawn. No.
Oh, I mean, you can go here or here.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a cool. Then knight e7, bishop,
Knight
sorry,
d3.
knight d3, rook c8.
Okay, now knight c5 check.
Yeah,
What's the problem?
I don't know, like, if this check, so,
Has to go with rook captures.
yeah, rook capture, apart from rook captures, is there anything?
No, queen will pick up.
So, this is just a clear loss of material, right?
Like if you played king, then knight b7, the rook. No,
Yeah, if, okay, after this check, let's say,
knight c5 is
if anything like this, then just captures, captures, and our rook will be gone.
to go. Like in rook takes you will be on leg still down. But any other will completely lost for
I mean,
black.
so like, why go into this line? Did he miss anything, or like, was this the only option? That's what I'm thinking.
Like knight d3, you think when he played knight d3, I think the king that is knight c5. So I think moving the queen or king was a good option for
Could you please repeat that?
like when the white goes d3, the threat is clearly knight c5.
I mean, okay.
So
After this, if something like, let's say, uh,
ah,
queen c8,
c8.
this would have been,
C8. Not that like this is also a good move, I think.
yeah. Right now, white is the one thinking. So I guess he's thinking apart from which moves, like which one gives him the best advantage. Like here, if I just turn on the evaluation bar, it is saying +3 for white, and here it was apparently +2. And so let's see what was the best move which was supposed to be played in this position, because this move is clearly a mistake. Rook c8.
Because in this position you cannot defend c4 square. So moving queen or moving king is a good option for black instead of moving rook to c8.
Yes, so let's say if we go this queen c8, this is apparently not the best move, but it is like one of the moves.
Uh, Black side. Sorry, I have to go for this one.
Actually, suppose this is like capturing is not good option. White should like in okay. I think knight c5 played knight c5 knight
Rook takes. Yes. Oh, so
d takes.
capturing by the pawn is a mistake. But there was some good move in this position for black. Like, can we figure out what was that. Maybe queen c6.
Six. No, then knight e5 check.
Oh, no, no, no. It just forks the knight. Sorry, queen and.
Huh.
Mm, no, this is also not working.
No, then again knight c5 check. I think moving king would be better, like into d8 or e something. D8,
King d8.
d8 or e8, which would be better.
Yeah, king e8 is like the best move in this position. But this is difficult to play because
D8 as
King d8,
it blocks your.
but you have queen c7 coming in, right?
I think practically giving was was a good option. Is going king e8.
okay. So this is the current position is this one.
Knight c4.
That might be black.
Queen d3 now.
After this,
Queen d3, threatening rook takes c4.
queen d3. Okay, you are saying that rook takes c4. Okay, but here white played this e4. The one move that should have been the first move of the game, but he played here.
Okay, now what's the idea behind d4? You cannot cap. No, you can capture.
Capturing would be a mistake. I mean, at least it looks like it.
Because rook
Hmm.
rook f d1 check
Knight e3.
is coming.
What's the problem with knight e3?
Knight e3 is threat. No, like you cannot move your knight. Actually, then c6 check.
Queen knight takes e6, right?
Knight takes c6 is also there.
Wait, if in this position, this, then white must move the queen. To where?
The queen e4 check is there.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Queen c3.
Queen e4 e4. Queen e4 check.
Queen a4 check.
Oh, a4. I thought e4. How can queen go to e4? Queen a4 check. Uh, this, or maybe
Probably
knight
knight c6. You have to block the pawn.
knight c6.
Knight c6. Knight c6.
And now just white can move the rook. If queen e1,
Or you don't even need to move the rook. You can just capture the pawn. You can just take on d5.
take on.
And I think
d5.
Mm, okay,
bishop
why?
takes d.
Because takes,
Okay,
then
knight takes d5, knight takes d5 is there. Knight takes d5. Huh. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's fine. If you take, then white will take with the check. He can take either piece with check and then he'll grab the knight on f1.
cool, cool. So this is like two, I mean basically equal trade in terms of material, right? Pawn and rook versus two minor pieces.
Yeah, but now Agnew has given up the exchange as well. So it's three minor pieces versus two rooks.
Yeah.
And white is at 2 points.
And
So it is
pawns also.
so it is better for white.
Also here, black can go for this queen b1, looking for queen this checkmate or something. But I mean, I like this position for black more than this one, like whatever it is right now. I might be wrong, but
Which position?
I mean, yeah, here the knight being on this, which square it is, e3 square.
A4 is played or not?
No, this is the current position, and now black is thinking.
Black is thinking.
Wait, what about queen b5? If he takes, we take this pawn with a check, and then we capture this pawn.
I'm thinking about E5, E4, sorry.
Queen b5, I guess there is a pawn a4.
What?
Queen
E,
b5, pawn
Uh,
a4, and अच्छा, there's c5 hanging with check on that.
yeah, yeah. So if queen, if it cannot also play b4, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So it, in order to def defend that
Queen
pawn,
f2.
yeah, queen f2, and okay, but now just takes this.
okay, knight E3 played in the game.
Oh, many moves have
Okay,
been made. So okay,
I think
bro,
E3
he went
can.
for knight e3. Yeah, let's go.
Knight.
so you're probably seeing queen a4 on the board.
Yeah, yeah, queen
Queen A4,
a4 check, knight c6, e takes
E takes
d5,
and
rook takes. Oh my God, exactly what we were
So we are
discussing.
having this one. Yeah.
So after
So,
this,
but this is probably winning for white. Like it's just on the spot winning because you can take the knight with either queen or pawn and then you can trade, and then you are like so you'll be exchange up in the end game.
yeah, it
This
is
is
just
just
saying
immediately winning.
+7 for white. So this looks like a lost game for black. On the other three boards, the game is, they are all pretty equal. Like there is no clear advantage for anyone. It could happen that all of them might end in a draw and this one might be the decider game.
Hopefully that's not
actually
what happens.
queen B2 has happened.
Wait, okay, so that
Queen
was
takes
not,
B2. Huh.
Okay, queen takes b2 was there. Okay.
yeah, cool, cool. Okay, so after queen b2, yeah, that's why I was thinking, like, why aren't the clocks updated according to the moves? Okay, so queen b2, and if the
Minutes
queen
for
trades happens, let's say,
no rook C2,
rook c2, uh,
knight B3.
knight d3, wait, knight d3, f, oh, no, no, knight d3 looks losing because after rook d1, let's say knight f4, and this pawn is now like This piece will be pinned, whatever comes
You
here.
can go knight d4 rather than knight f4. That comes to tempo.
Uh, knight d4. Oh, wait, where? Knight b4.
Knight b4.
Oh, knight b4. Cool, cool. Mm, okay, so if doubles up, white doubles up the rook on this.
Okay. Knight C D2.
Wait, should white play this move? I mean, yeah, it has to move the rook, so this looks like a feasible move.
Uh,
Uh, now what? Black can just think of taking this pawn. So,
Yeah, you can
okay,
actually
so
go queen c6. Current thing you will be having a strong bind over the position because you have a bishop on e6 which is glued to the f7 pawn, and you will have a knight protected on d5 with the bishop and the other knight and with the king.
yep.
So you will be stopping white from infiltrating. So at some point white will have to play a3 and move his rook to the b file to infiltrate.
Actually,
Move
rook
his rook
B2
to
and King
a5.
C6.
Not the a file, b file. And yeah, I mean a file it would be running against its own pawn.
Okay, so like any other moves for after queen b2, what white can play? Something like
If you
no,
directly
okay,
goes
this
with
cannot be played.
I mean
A6,
the most straightforward way is to just trade queens and run through your rooks because black's position on the back rank is actually quite weak. So you can actually infiltrate with the rooks and try
But
to grab the
this
a-file.
pawn might fall if the queen is not on the board.
and actually, if the queen are not on the board, then I think the both knights on the center, and when the bishop will open, I think they will dominate over the rook.
That might be the case.
Because once, like, if you capture e takes d5, then knight e takes d5, and then e3 is weak, so any knight can jump to e3, and you cannot capture because c4 knight is supporting and bishop is also supporting to c4. I think the coordination between the knight and bishop will be more dangerous than double rook.
Also, in this position, white cannot just wait, like waste one tempo. Let's say if it plays something like a4. Now this move, like just black takes, and now both the rooks will be forked.
Probably if not, if
Okay,
there's not a
queen
queen trade
trade.
happening,
Queen trade
Queen
happened.
to
Knight takes b2, rook b1.
okay,
Oh my, I want to land my knight on d2 square.
go knight c4, but
as soon as you go knight c4, the rook is coming to b7.
Yeah,
you
b7
cannot
check.
avoid rook b7 at
Hmm.
any, like, you can just go knight a4 c4 or d3. The rook is coming to b7 on the next move.
Okay, like, what should be the retreating square? Should it be d3 or c4? Because if we go to d3, we are threat applying more pressure on the c5 pawn.
I think a4.
I mean, if you go knight to d3, then you can play rook b5 and defend your c5 pawn and attack the a5 pawn simultaneously.
Okay,
Knight
king
g3, then what?
c6,
Rook 5.
Rook takes a5, king c6, rook takes a5, and if you play knight takes
rook takes
e5, knight
a5,
c1,
knight c5.
knight, rook c1, you will win the knight.
Oh, the knight is pinned.
Then
Yup.
I can, instead of king c6, I can go with the knight c6.
Yeah, knight c6 looks like a viable option. And then I'll have to play something like
Is there
I
any
have to
good
move
way
the
to
rook.
remove this Lichess arrows with just one click? Like I just keep
You
doing
can
this.
just right
Okay,
click on the board at any.
I guess it's
So is
left
knight d3
click.
played?
Yes, knight
Sorry,
d3 played.
click left.
Knight
Oh, rook c7. Oh, sorry, rook b7.
So king
King
d8 or
d8.
e8.
e8 only
Wherever you
move.
move forward,
King e8.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then
If
I think
king
I think
e8,
king a8 would be better.
yeah, what did you say?
King e8 is better, I think, instead of king d8.
Oh, why? Let's say if king d8, then
Then king d8, then like e takes b5, then bishop takes or knight takes, and then rook d1. Then one of your piece will be pinned by the rook against the king.
oh, he goes for king d8. So you are saying that if this
I like
cap
this. Ha, captures, then captures, and
uh,
now I think
if
like
rook d1, let's say
Oh, you have knight c5. You have knight c5.
uh,
Knight
wait,
c5.
yep, cool.
Okay.
So black has to defend this pawn once the check is not given. If black just goes, okay, I don't know what happened. Okay, if black just goes rook b8,
then we will go with king.
oh, king
c7 or
c7.
c5.
C7. Wow, king c7.
King c7. Yeah. King c7 c5.
Yeah. So this in this live, okay, some moves happened. Rook d1. Okay, back to live news. Okay, yeah. So this is the current position. Like, but white is down on time. So can we hope
I
that
think
white loses this game?
this no
Mhm. It's. I mean, there should be increment. So, and
90 plus 30.
with increment, this should. I don't think so. It's possible to lose it unless and until you are really under pressure.
I mean, with queens off the board, I am liking this position for black than earlier.
Yes, yes.